Okay, this is an excellent example of a science fair notebook. This is Jack Conrad's, and luckily he has a mom, Mrs. Conrad, who does 7th and 8th grade science, so we're going to use his as a great example of how you get started. Notice that the cover has a great amount of detail, but it's very easy to read, and it is appealing to your eyes. He made sure to say by Jack Conrad with the due date at the bottom, and it says what his topic of his science fair is on the front. When we open up his notebook, you'll notice that his composition book is stored in the pocket on the side. And when we look inside the composition book, the thing that's really great about Jack's composition book is that he notates, and he really does a great job. He listed the topics that he's considering, and then he also talks about what he's doing, conversations that he and I have had, his research question, the purpose. He goes on each day to make sure that he lists different kinds of information. He's started his research already, and he's said what the articles are about, and he summarizes them after he's read them. Also notice his hypothesis and his double check of everything. Okay, so what I want you to pay attention to is how much information he's putting in here. It's not anything different than any of the other kids have. It's just that he's making sure to include it inside of his notebook. That's really important, because the more information that you have dated, the better off that you're going to be. And notice he just continues to add information to that. So that's an excellent example of the composition book. Now, when we move into the actual notebook itself, again, he has a recreation of his cover sheet as the first page in the plastic covers. That's extremely important because it's part of the requirement that the pages get placed into the plastic sheet protectors. As you go to the next page, I love the fact that instead of doing page numbers, they did section numbers. That takes away the stress of adding page numbers and trying to adjust them if you need to include something into it. So he's got all of his topics listed, or the different sections, and then he's got section numbers. This would be the exact same for everybody that's in the 6th grade program. They need to make sure that they have the same focus. You can choose to do page numbers, but I love the idea of sections because it allows you to insert pages and not have to adjust your page numbering. When he goes into it, each one of those pages or sections has their own cover sheet. That's very important to make sure that you understand, so that the judges look through it and they're able to see what exactly it is that they're going to be looking through for each section. He did that for each one. Each one has a very nice themed picture, very simple to read, nice color scheme, and the section at the bottom. He continues on. Now, if you get to the back and you look at the bibliography, you'll notice that he's already typed up his CAR method, and it's got the articles that he found. He went online, he found articles related to his topic, he read them, and he created summaries for them. This was articles. He went ahead and cut and pasted that article offline and dropped it in into Word so that he could print it out in a little bit easier format. Notice that he's made notations and underlined things that were important to him, and he has done that for all of the articles. Several of them, all of them are listed in here. Okay, and then the acknowledgments, and obviously he hasn't finished that yet. And in the very back, just for reference, he's got his packet that we gave them with the notes that I asked the kids to have on there, and it's got the notes and so forth on the interior. You can also make sure that your kids use this checklist to make sure that they're on track. So this is a great way of having your science notebook set up. It's a really great visual indicator of the expectation of quality. And if you have any questions, give me a call over break.